Darshan is at 8:30.
Yes.
And Prabhupada Harati was what time? Oh, that's Hari Vilas there. Oh, Prabhupada Guru Puja. Hi, boy, Hari Vilas. I didn't realize you. And that monitors everything from there. "8:30 is darshan." Not like that. Jai Radha Rava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Sodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Sodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamna Tira Panachari Jamna Tira Panachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Sodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Sodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamna Tira Panachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnu Padma Join Krishna Becham Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Maharaj ki, Shri Shri Radha Nil Madhav ki, Shri Shri Gaunitai ki, Shri Jagannath Subhadra Balaram ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, ISKCON Seattle Yatra ki. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Guru and Shri Guru. Where's the book I brought? Where's the book I brought? Where's the book that I brought? Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You read. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Since we have limited time and the voice is not on the board, I think we'll just do the word meaning translation. So we're going to discuss Canto 7, Chapter 10, Text 6. I'm going to read the word meaning. And
As far as I'm concerned.
Take the mic. Is there a cordless mic? Okay.
Indeed, a kama without material desire, Tvad-bhakta, fully attached to you without motivation, Twamcha, your lordship also, Swamin, the real master, Anapashraya, without motivation, Na, not, Anyatha, without being in such a relationship as master and servant. Iha, here, Avayo, our, Arthaha, any motivation. Raja, O of king, Sevaka, and the servitor, Eva, like. Translation and purport. His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. O my Lord, I am your unmotivated servant, and you are my eternal master. There is no need of our being anything other than master and servant. You are naturally my master, and I am naturally your servant. We have no other relationship. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jivere Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nitya Dasa. Every living being is eternally a servant of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. The Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhokta Ram Yakatapsam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. I am the proprietor of all planets, and I am the supreme enjoyer. This is the natural position of the Lord, and the natural position of the living being is to surrender unto Him.
That's a little slow, you're getting too fast.
Sarva dharmam parityaja mamam ekam sharanam vraja. If this relationship continues, then real happiness exists eternally between the master and servant. Unfortunately, when this eternal relationship is disturbed, the living entity wants to become separately happy and thinks that the master is his order supplier. In this way, there cannot be happiness, nor should the master cater to the desires of the servant. If he does, he is not the real master. The real master commands, you must do this, and the real servant immediately obeys the order. Unless this relationship between the Supreme Lord and the subordinate living entity is established, there can be no real happiness. The living entity is Ashraya, always subordinate, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Vishaya, the supreme objective, the goal of life. Unfortunate persons trapped in this material world do not know this. Nate vidusvartha gatim hi Vishnum. Illusioned by the material energy, everyone in this material world is unaware that the only aim of life is to approach Lord Vishnu. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param tasmat param taram devi tadiyan sama acharam. In the Padma Purana, Lord Shiva explained to his wife, Parvati, the goddess Durga, that the highest goal of the life is to satisfy Lord Vishnu, who can be satisfied only when his servant is satisfied. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore teaches, Gopi Bhartur Pad Kamalayor Das Das Dasanudas. One must become a servant of the servant. Prahlad Maharaj also prayed to Lord Nrsingadev that he might be engaged as a servant of the Lord's servant. This is the prescribed method of devotional service. As soon as the devotee wants the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be his order supplier, the Lord immediately refuses to become the master of such a motivated devotee. In Bhagavad Gita 4:11, the Lord says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. As one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. Materialistic persons are generally inclined to material profits. As long as one continues in such an adulterated position, he does not receive the benefit of returning home back to Godhead.
Om Gyantimindasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurmilitanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovesta Savitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashati Gaur Hare Krishna. Water. Put out. Hare Krishna. Maybe we can read the translation responsibly. O my Lord, I am your unmotivated servant, and you are my eternal master. There is no need of our being anything other than master and servant. You are naturally my master, and I am naturally your servant. We have no other relationship. So in material life, people have heroes, is that right? Yeah. People have movie stars, sports stars, pop stars as heroes. Is that right or wrong? In spiritual life also, we have heroes. And one of our heroes is Prahlad Maharaj. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, when they would meet together to discuss Krishna Katha, they would most often discuss Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj, not the gopis. Because through these devotees we get good inspiration to execute devotional service. So Prahlad Maharaj, as we know, had received transcendental knowledge when he was in the womb of his mother. His father, now identified as a demon, was in his heart a great devotee. And Prahlad had received transcendental knowledge. And Prahlad's father could never understand, where is my son getting all this information from? Who is coming and teaching him? Maybe the Vaishnavas are coming in disguise and trying to brainwash my son. And he would chastise. He was chastising Sandanamarka, the son of Shukracharya. Shukra means semen. So they are different categories of spiritual masters. Some are spiritual masters by birth. So Sandan Marka with the sons of Shukracharya. And some become gurus on the basis of qualifications. So Sandan Marka said, don't chastise us uselessly. We are Brahmins. We ourselves are bewildered. So Prahlad had to go through such great difficulties only because of one weakness, his attraction to the Lord. Prahlad was thrown from mountain tops, had poisonous snakes around him, elephants walk on him, thrown in the ocean. But as they say, Rakhe Krishna Mare Ke, Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. Who Krishna wants to protect, no one can annihilate. And Krishna does tell Arjuna, declare to the world, my devotee will never perish. Kaunteya pratajanihi me bhakta nashati. Prabhupada explains that Krishna could have told himself, then my devotee will never perish. But Krishna preferred a devotee saying, my devotee will not. A devotee declaring to the world that the Lord's devotee will always be protected. Just like in the modern day world, you see a manufacturer can say, my product is very good. But very often you see they'll hire a movie star or a sports star to endorse their product. So that he says, there's a good product, and people buy. So, Prahlad's father tried everything that he could to make his son forget the Lord, but he failed. So Prahlad had to go through tremendous difficulties. So in the concluding verses of the 9th chapter, Prahlad's, the Lord Nrsimhadev told Prahlad, because of me, you had to undergo so many difficulties and ask me for any benediction that you may desire. Just like the Lord told Dhruva Maharaj, because of me you went through so many difficulties, ask me for any benediction. So what did Prahlad say? In these verses, Prahlad is responding to the generous offer made by the Supreme Lord. For the Supreme Lord, nothing is impossible. So the Lord said, Prahlad, ask me for any benediction that you may desire. And what did Prahlad say? My dear Lord, please do not tempt me with any allurements. I was born in a demonic family. That's the nature of a devotee. He doesn't think he has any qualification. And Prahlad goes on to establish that a true servant is one who just wants to serve without expecting anything in return. And a true master is one who just wants to give instructions without expecting anything in return. If a servant thinks, for example, I will serve, but I will serve only if I get this benefit, then he is not a true servant. Of course, Krishna does say in the 7th chapter of the Gita, people come to me due to 4 factors. Chaturvida bhajante mam. What are the 4 factors? One who wants wealth, but that you see idle devotees don't want. One who is in distress, the inquisitive, and the genuine seeker of knowledge. Krishna says, all these 4 are punyatma. They're all pious. But of the 4, the one who comes to me as a result of genuine knowledge, he is the dearmost. He is the best. So Krishna does recognize The one who comes to me without any motivation is the best. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Krishna Bhakta Niskama Taiva Shanta Mukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta. That those who come and serve me in a niskam, selfless mood, they are always peaceful. So Prahlad Maharaj, what is he saying here? He is reconfirming what has been said in the earlier verses. We are right now reading text 6, but in the previous 4 verses, Prahlad has made only one point. That a servant wants to serve the master with a desire that something I should get in exchange is not a true servant. He may be a servant, but he's not a true servant. And a master who thinks that I will give this instruction, but I'll get something in exchange, he's not a true master. If a spiritual teacher thinks, oh, I'm going to initiate this person, and in exchange I'll get this powerful position in society, he's not a true master either. So, what Prahlad is emphasizing in a series of verses is the importance of rendering unmotivated devotional service. This is the theme of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva had compiled the vast Vedic literature, summarized it in the Vedanta Sutra, but he was still feeling as if there's something lacking in my contribution. He was still feeling a spiritual vacuum, and he was meditating. What could be the cause? And as he was meditating on the banks of the Saraswati, Narada Muni appeared on the scene and told him, you have not exclusively presented the path of pure devotional service. And that gave birth to Srimad Bhagavatam, in which from beginning to end, this theme is emphasized. Prahlad Maharaj did ask for one benediction. So you may say, you just said he didn't ask for any benediction. Prahlad was offered benediction, but he refused to take any benediction that would enhance his position. But he did ask for one benediction. He said, my dear Lord, if you want to benedict me, please give me the benediction that that all my lusty desires may get crushed. He didn't ask for a benediction. He said, if you want to give me a benediction, give me a benediction that all my lusty desires may get smashed to pieces and I may be fixed without any deviation into lotus feet. So if that's the benediction we aspire, then that's good. But he didn't say, give me some planet, or just like Dhruva Maharaj. He was also offered benediction. But Dhruva Maharaj said, if you want to give me a benediction that I may associate with exalted devotees. So that by hearing them, I can become free from the cycle of birth and death. Lord Chaitanya, during Lord Chaitanya's time, there was a devotee called Kolavacha Sridhar. Kolavacha Sridhar was materially a very small businessman compared to all of you. His business was making leaf cups, banana leaf cups. Then the pilgrims who came to offer flowers to the Ganga would buy. And he would also sell bananas. One of his permanent customers was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at a young age had opened a Sanskrit school. And every day on his way to the school, he would be stopping at Kolavacha Sridhar's shop. So, what's the price of bananas today? And he would say, 1 paisa per dozen. No, you're making too much profit. The price should be half paisa per dozen. And they would have an exchange. And finally, Kolavaja Sridhar would say, if you can get something cheaper elsewhere, why do you come and eat my head every day? Go to the other shop. Who is stopping you? And then the Lord would say, no, I have a steady supplier. Why should I give him up? And this Kolavaja Sridhar, from a small, meager income, would donate half for worshipping the Ganges. And he was and he would be chanting the holy name day and night. He would be living in a room which had no roof. He only had one dhoti in his possession that had 11 holes in it. And when it would rain, he would push himself against the wall so he would not get wet. And his whole house, he had only one broken pot that he used to use for drinking water. And Chaitanya Bhagavat says that pot was so broken that even a thief would not dream of stealing. So you can imagine. And his neighbors would complain, this man is ghostly haunted. He doesn't sleep himself and he doesn't let us sleep. But in the night he would be chanting. The Lord Chaitanya on one occasion gave a special benediction. He revealed his transcendental form, and he had invited 5 of his special devotees, including Kolavaja Sridhar. And the Lord asked Kolavaja, what benediction do you want from me? You're a poor man. Ask me for any benediction, any opulence. I can give you anything you want. And Kolavaja Sridhar said, he didn't say, make me a king or make me Bill Gates. He said, give me a benediction that in every birth you may come to my shop and I may have the privilege of associating with you. He didn't ask for any material benediction, even though the Lord told him, I can give you any benediction that you want. And when Lord Chaitanya led a big procession to Chandkazi's palace, because Chandkazi had sent his policemen who had broken the mridangas of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan devotees. And then Lord Chaitanya organized a massive Sankirtan procession in which there were more than 100,000 people. And Lord Chaitanya led Kirtan non-stop for 7-8 hours. And after that, he was thirsty. He needed to drink water. So where did he go to drink water? To Kolavaja Sridhar's house. And in that pot, from where Kolavaja Sridhar would regularly drink and eat, Lord Chaitanya took that pot and started drinking water. And Kolavaja Sridhar said, my Lord, what are you doing? This is contaminated glass. You're drinking from this water glass. And Lord Chaitanya said, I'm getting purified by drinking water from your cup. So Kolavaja Sridhar had the opportunity, the Lord offered him the opportunity to ask for any opulence, any wealth, anything he wanted. But all he wanted was pure devotional service. So, in a series of verses in this chapter, the Lord, Prahlad Maharaj, is guiding us. That's the mood that we should cultivate. And sometimes we think that, why sometimes, often, we're not Prahlad Maharaj, we're not Dhruva Maharaj, we're not at such exalted level. We get some offers, certainly we'll ask for benedictions. By hearing about these exalted devotees, we can also get the inspiration to gradually move up the ladder. That's why hearing is highly recommended. Shravanam and Kirtanam. Chanting and hearing. We chant and hear the holy name. We chant and hear the philosophy. We hear the philosophy. That's why in the first canto it is said, Nasta Praesha Padeshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, all that is inauspicious in the heart. Last night we were discussing the anarthas. Last time agreed, envy, hatred, etc. So these are anarthas. These are the undesirable elements in the heart. Prabhupada explains anarthas to mean that which is not necessary. Sometimes when people hear we are vegetarians, they say, oh, how can you live without meat? You can live very easily. So these anarthas are basically those activities, those attractions that are not really necessary for our survival. So they can be easy, unnecessary. So these anarthas are the impediments or obstacles on the path of devotional service. But there's a cure to taking care of them. Hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, hear the Bhagavad Gita, hear the holy name, hear Krishna Katha. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about austerity of the tongue. Krishna explains the austerity of the tongue is to speak words that are truthful. So what is truthful? The message of Godhead. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Mata Partham Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. There is no truth higher than me. So speak words that are truthful. In other words, speak words that are spoken by the Lord. Another austerity is to speak the truth, speak it in a pleasing manner. Another austerity is to regularly recite Vedic literature. So the tongue should be so engaged that it talks positive stuff. So, so the natural position of a devotee is to serve the Lord birth after birth. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you can trample me to death, but I want to worship you unconditionally. That is our mood. So in the purport, Prabhupada makes many important points. Jire Surupaya Krishna Nityadas. We are all the eternal servants of the Supreme Lord. That is a Vaishnava's outlook. I'm a servant today, and I'll remain a servant tomorrow. Not that I'm a servant today, and tomorrow I'll merge with the Lord. The Vaishnava's position is, I am an eternal servitor of the Lord. And serving the Lord is a very pleasurable position. Someone may think that normally nobody likes to do any service. Am I right? Right or wrong? Just like this is a long weekend. We look forward to holidays, don't we? You work Monday to Friday and you look forward to the weekend. Why do you look forward to the weekend if you like working? But you're bored of working, so you want a little change. Children go to school, but then they want a summer break for 3 months, a winter break for 1 month, and so many other breaks. In India, the judiciary, half the year they don't work. They are closed on some account or the other. So we don't like something. But we never say, we will chant 16 rounds a day for 5 days, 2 days we want a weekend, holiday. We never say, okay, we're going to take a summer break for 3 months, no chanting. We're going to take a winter break for 1 month, no chanting. No. we're not going to see the deities for 3 months. No. Because in executing devotional activities, there is pleasure. You're getting some return, some happiness. That's why you chant. That's why we execute devotional service. So in the purport, Prabhupada makes the point that we are the eternal servants of the Lord. And then Prabhupada quotes this famous verse, Bhoktaramya Gataposam Sarvalokam Maheshwaram. The devotee's recognition is that the Lord is the ultimate master. He is the supreme enjoyer. Prabhupada often used to give the example. You water the root of the seed, you water the whole tree. The whole tree gets nourished. Actually, this is spoken by Narada Muni in the 4th canto. Prabhupada used to quote this. Put food in the stomach, the whole body gets nourished. Similarly, using this example, when you serve the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, we discharge all our obligations towards the demigods, etc. So, the real mood of the disciple should be to just serve. Another point that Prabhupada makes in the purport is, we are not only servants of the Lord, but we are also servants of the servant of the Lord. Sometimes we hear devotees say, I only worship the Lord. They'll only come to the temple to have darshan of the deities and not associate with anybody else. Sometimes people have the mentality, I will only serve the Guru and Krishna and nobody else. No. The true servant wants to serve all Vaishnavas. The true servant is a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. Someone who says, no, I only serve the Lord and the Guru and nobody else, is not a true servant. The true servant's mentality is, I'm a servant of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So one should be respectful to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And our mood is to serve. And we are servants of the devotees of the Lord. That should be our mood. That's a more exalted mentality than having the mentality, Krishna mentality, I'm only a servant of the Lord. And as Prabhupada says in the concluding lines of the purport, Krishna reciprocates with our surrender. As we surrender to the Lord reciprocates accordingly. Just like in the material world, many people buy insurance. It's not that everybody gets the same coverage, am I right? You get your coverage based on how much premium you pay. So similarly, Krishna reciprocates in proportion to our surrender. If we have this desire to cultivate the mood of unmotivated devotional service that Prahlad Maharaj manifested, that Dhruva Maharaj manifested, if we have the desire to be a servant of the Lord, servant of the Lord's devotees, then Krishna will give us the intelligence and the environment to be able to do that. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridaya rajunate sati. Krishna is in everyone's heart. Just like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya cham hindi sanivishto mata smriti jnanam vahanam cha. I am the cause of smarnam, remembrance, and apohanam, forgetfulness. So why is it that Krishna gives one the intelligence to serve him and one the intelligence to forget him? Because, very simple, Krishna reciprocates with our desires. If we want to serve Krishna truly If we want to develop the mentality, I just want to serve without expecting anything in return, without giving Krishna a shopping list. Normally we go to Krishna with a shopping list. And you go to the supermarket with a shopping list. Amazon probably saves you from going to the supermarket. Anyway, we have a shopping list. I want this. So, the best is to pray for the desire to associate with exalted devotees, and to pray for the desire the Supreme Lord may crush all our material desires so that we become unmotivated servants. So Prahlad Maharaj is our hero from many angles. One is Prahlad Maharaj's determination to serve the Lord. Rupa Goswami has listed certain characteristics that are conducive for spiritual advancement. And one of them is Utsaha Nishayat Dharyat. We must be determined to stay on the spiritual path. Determination is important in material life as well as spiritual life. In material life you often read people who started their business in the garage. They were determined, they went ahead step by step, and they became so big. Of course they had good karma, they had a history of karma, and eventually gave them the success. So in spiritual life also, you need determination. Many times devotees want to know, how can I get determination? Few questions devotees all over the world ask, whether you go to Russia or India or America. How can I get determination? How can I get humility? How can I get the mentality of being a servant? All these good qualities can be developed if we are sincere in our chanting. Just like Rupa Goswami says, Adho Shraddha Tata Sadhu. In the initial stage, there must be the desire that I want spiritual life. And if you want spiritual life, if that's your desire, then the Lord who is in the heart gives you appropriate association of a sadhu. And then, if you follow the sadhu, there will be another nivriti, eventually leading to nishtha. So if we want determination to progress spiritually, if we want determination to make spiritual advancement, we make the effort, and the Lord reciprocates. Prabhupada said, you take one step towards Krishna, Krishna will take 10 steps towards you. So, Krishna is desirous that we develop pure devotional mood. So, the key to developing determination is good sadhana and execution of sadhana bhakti. So to summarize, Prahlad is responding to the generous offer made by the Lord, who said, ask me for any benediction you want. And Prahlad said, my dear Lord, I don't want any benediction. If you want to give me a benediction, just crush all my lusty desires and make me your unmotivated friend. So that should be our goal. Hare Krishna. Time to stop. No time for questions, isn't it? Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Hare Krishna.